Are you here?
Yeah, I've been here. I've been here.
So what I'm not supposed to tell you? I'm gonna give you a joke. I'm gonna give you a joke.
What did you? What did you?
Brother, I'm gonna just podcast for like 15 minutes. 15 minutes by myself.
Seriously? I heard
Yeah.
it did say recording started, I'm like, okay, then let me just.
Yeah, like.
But you were muted all this time.
Yes, I'm just record like 15 minutes worth of dead silence. But me did not go in, brother. Like, he did done start already. We do the introduction. Already start talk about Italy missing out on the World Cup.
Why you're muted?
Yeah. Me even cussed you a while ago, cause I don't know. Me even cussed you a while. He didn't even cuss you a while because like your mic off, cause you see when he did come in and say hello.
This nigga.
You see when he did come in and say hello.
Yeah.
But it said like when you come in and say hello, he did answer you, but my mic off.
Yes, I saw that you were muted. I'm like, okay, maybe I do something. So let me just wait here until you come back.
Me even ask you a question, and me even ask you a question. I'm never get a follow up. I'm realizing you turn off your mic. Me even cuss you in the recording a while ago, and even though it was a recording because I was muted as well. So basically, I talked to myself for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I talked to yourself for the last 10 minutes. Yes, basically.
Yeah, so welcome to the 90th Minute Whistle podcast. Started a little bit. It's been a rough Sunday for me. Kind of feeling under the weather, but show must go on. Just literally podcast for myself like 10 minutes a while ago, as you guys can hear. So let's get straight into it. World Cup, Italy miss out.
Yeah, repeat what you said. I was hearing some very loud noises.
Yeah,
so Italy World Cup.
Yeah, brother, I'm going to go on like a 10-minute
back World Cup.
I'm going to go on like a 10-minute.
That's how it goes sometimes. A sign of madness, but it is what it is.
All right, so my thoughts were that the first time they missed out on the World Cup.
It's a poor Italy team.
That's a harsh way of putting it, but
they never had anything going for them, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that. Hold on. I wanted to. I'm gonna just repeat. I'm gonna just talk about past 10 minutes. Italy, when they missed out on the last World Cup, were going through a tough transition for their squad. Many of the players in that squad did not live up to the potential that they were supposed to reach. Let me give some example. Stuaro, who was a part of that midfield that didn't make it. They were also a part of the Euros 2016 squad that went very far. That surprised a lot of people, but it wasn't surprising when they missed the World Cup because guys like Diego Benassi, Daniel Baselli, Stuaro didn't really live up to potential. Cristante is just now. A lot of the guys were late blooming rather than superstars right out the gate.
But so when guys are a lot of persons understood this was a poor team. A lot of persons actually gave contest tactics a lot of credit in that Euro 2016, masking a lot of the deficiencies of the Italy team.
Definitely. And again, it was more about those players not stepping up to the level. Like De Sigle was expected to be like a world-class left winger / left wing back. Yeah. So Romulo in midfield could also play as a fullback, played for Juventus. So there were a lot of guys who were in that squad. Even guys like Deschilio, who are currently in this squad, they were expected. Deschilio was supposed to be like a Zambrata. And he bounced around between AC Milan and, of course, Juventus used him as a substitute. Darmian wasn't the Darmian that we saw today. He was Man United's Darmian, who had lost all of his confidence from leaving Torino, after leaving Torino and joining Man U. So a lot of the guys, even Lorenzo Insigne, he was never a bad player then, but he wasn't the Insigne that we know. He was just a potential talent. So a lot of the Italians, Verratti was maybe one of the few bright sparks in that squad, and he wasn't even in his prime. So the more I look at it, the more I look at it, like the first one was understandable because of the transition that they were going through. This one, no, I have to blame the Italian forwards, and I'm going to list them. El Shaarawy, Balotelli, Andrea Belotti, Ciro Immobile, Insigne, Berardi, and Giovinco.
Yes, perfect. I think it is unacceptable that you have 30 shots on goal and you fail to score one goal. I think it's very, how do you put it? You cannot, in no circumstances is acceptable for you to have that many shots on goal and you can't score one. This isn't a failure of tactics, it isn't a failure of system. It's not even a failure of all the players. It's just a failure of the forwards to convert their chances.
Yeah, and the wing back them do for them job. Every wing back, Italian wing back should be all right. None of them supposed to either supposed to hurt. The midfielders do for them job. Verratti and Jorginho do them thing. Locatelli, everybody. Like those guys did their job.
Like I said, the blame lies on the forwards, and that is true. The blame lies with them.
I'm gonna start single out some people and the reasons why they should get shit. Now, let's start with somebody that is very close to my heart in terms of football. Balotelli. Let's get him out of the way. Of course, everybody understands who Balotelli is now, and I think it's been more than documented how disappointed he's been as a talent. But at the same time, if you look at Balotelli's record at every club he's gone except for Liverpool, Jesus Christ, Europe will light them off, man. Argentinians, Juniors come back. But yeah, Balotelli, even right now at the Turkish club that he plays for, he's actually scoring goals. When he was at Marseille, he was scoring goals. Nice, scoring goals. Has been consistent, but he's never taken that step for you to call him an outright world-class player on a consistent basis. When he's scoring, yes, he plays world-class, but he's been playing world-class for a Marseille team that could have won the title because they were very young. A Nice team with the same problem. We're a very young team that Balotelli just wanted to be a part of. And of course, he won trophies with Man City, including the FA Cup and the league, but kind of burnt his bridge with people there. Liverpool, to me, he should never have been bought at the time. They were going through a bad transition at the time. And he's done well at AC Milan. Again, it's just bridges that he's burned. Was great at Inter under Jose, that led to his move to Man City. But again, he didn't leave anybody like happy at that club either, especially being a notable AC Milan fan, even though Inter is a team that gave you a chance. But that has happened before. Leonardo Bonucci was an Inter Milan academy graduate who destroyed Inter for years while playing for Juventus. On the first chance he get to go back to Milan, he went to AC Milan, which was his boyhood favorite club. So these things have happened. Plus, in Syria, it don't really matter. Like, nobody don't care if you play for one of the top club, and you can't go any club you got them. Most of these clubs share players like most men share with them. Like, come on. Like, Italy have a pass around players mentality. As long as you win trophies, so we won't really give up. But the main thing with Balotelli is that you're one of the few people who gets the chance to fuck up time and time again because of your talent level. And that's something most people can't really relate to. And that's my problem. Like at some point, like if somebody give you, it's one thing, that's what hurts a lot of people in life. It's not that you fail sometimes. It's that some people's failures define them forever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. In Balotelli's case, like no matter how much you fucked up, everybody has given you somewhat of a second.
Yeah, he's always I was second, third, fourth. Like him and Mancini was favorite to they're constantly clashing, and Mancini would still select him on match day. Balotelli has always been given chances on top of numerous chances by multiple different managers in multiple different leagues. But with everything with Balotelli, you know, Balotelli is the orchestrator of his own downfall. And that has always been the case. He's one of those players where you can say, what if you had the right attitude? What if you had a leveled head? You know, wasted talent, wasted potential. And unlike other persons who, they maybe got one chance and they lost that chance and they weren't given another opportunity to shine again, he was given multiple opportunities in multiple different leagues at multiple different levels to still showcase your talent. So it is what it is about Balotelli. For me, he's just
again,
one of the players I considered a wasted talent.
No, the thing is, he's only 31, and I still believe that this guy has talent for the Champions League.
You don't believe? I think he's done. He's done for it.
No, but here's the problem with that. He still scores goals for the clubs he plays for. He still has one of the best strike rates in Europe, which is why I said the talent is still there.
Best strike rate is it, but that's the thing. Balotelli is not being shunned now because of talent. But the history that he has built up, his attitude and the problems the baggage that he brings, it's no longer, people are no longer thinking, no longer worth it anymore. We can find a younger striker without the baggage.
True, but here's the thing. The baggage hasn't been that much these past few years. Other than Man City and maybe Liverpool. He hasn't had baggage at Marseille or Nice. Neither club was just going to help him in a league title, right? Because again, you went to Marseille at a time where everybody else around you was a team. And I'm a Marseille fan saying this. So I could understand why you were hesitant in re-signing for Marseille, even though both parties wanted it to happen. And I don't think Marseille really pushed for him. All Balotelli had to do was change his habits in terms of how hard you work. And that's what pisses me off about Balotelli is that, yo, I get your personality. You know what overshadows any type of personality issue? And I go back to Antonio Brown from the NFL as an example. You want to know why AB still gets contracts or still get chances in the NFL despite everything he's done? As I said, it's not even because I'm talented. Yes, he's talented on his production. And there's a level between, there's a graph where the greater your talent is, like the more we'll tolerate. But the one thing AB doesn't cut any squad short of. No matter who he pisses off, no matter how he burns his bridges, there's one thing Antonio Brown does not do. No matter which organization and who he disrespects. He always works hard.
Nope. You can never judge or criticize his work rate or his work ethic.
That's my biggest thing for Balotelli. Is that, yo, I'm not care about your hijinks. And this is where Mancini was when he decided, because he even recalled him for the squad recently this year. No one cares about your personality anymore. Anybody willing to sign you already knew that, yo, we know what we have to call it personality. We don't care. Just work hard. Work hard for yourself. I'm not even talking about on the field. On the field, Balotelli was more prone to pressing later on in his career. So I don't want people to feel like, sorry, Balotelli doesn't press for the team. And I actually understand Balotelli's mentality here. Him about don't care mentality unless I care. When him care, he's unstoppable. But it's keeping him in that, okay, I care about what we're doing mentality. And I don't want to make it seem like I just want to hunt down Balotelli because there's other players that I wanted to speak about from that forward line. But my only problem with Balotelli is not even the hijinks. I will accept the hijinks as well, as long as you work hard to improve yourself in terms of your play on the field. Like, Balotelli, to me, is exactly what Zlatan Ibrahimovic is. You know what's the difference? Zlatan works hard. Even if Balotelli keeps his personality and all of the fuckery hijinks he have, all he had to do was work hard at ASL. Like, there's no forward in the league who could have stronger than Balotelli. Balotelli was known for his size, his strength, and power. He could use both feet. He was also an excellent dribbler. So I put him in that Giroud category of target men who have touch, which will lead me to the next person I'm about to criticize. But he's one of those target men who surprisingly can dribble like a inside forward. So you go to your Lewandowskis, your Zlatans. That's the type of talent. Cavani, if you want to throw him in there. That's the level of talent that you are. But those guys just work hard. In terms of being in the gym, in terms of in training. I get it. If you want to do your hijinks and your bullshit, I don't care. That's your personality. You're a jovial person. You fit into that Ronaldinho type of category where you're a jovial guy in the dressing room. So you're going to do the dancing. As a matter of fact, I thought this would be the perfect era for Balotelli, the social media era. Because a lot of those hijinks that we shunned would be praised on the internet right now. If he did a TikTok. Imagine if he did a TikTok of him setting off fireworks in the dressing room. TikTok would have millions of views already.
True. This era of football, the social media era of football, would make Balotelli very, very popular.
Like I said, Balotelli has Zlatan's talent without his work.
So let's move on because we have a long podcast. So let us not.
No. Yeah. Let me just like criticize other players from the fall. Their critique is like
he's the next one they're going to. The biggest culprit.
Hold on. Let me just get rid of Belotti first. Belotti.
Belotti is a lost cause. I don't even know why even mention. He's a lost cause. He's been a lost cause.
Relax.
So I don't think he deserves time to be wasted on him. He's a lost cause.
No, here's a problem with him. He should have left Torino. And I know that loyalty is something that isn't. Everybody wants to be a one club man and win a trophy for their club. But
he's a lost cause.
Again, he's never had a season except for the past two where he's been very injury prone. So I can't even blame him like Balotelli in terms of work ethic. I don't deny Belotti's work ethic. I don't deny his desire to play. But in the big moments, you haven't stepped up for Italy, even though they've called it. I think he missed his penalty at the Euros. He didn't really step up in those games that he did manage to play. He just looked like a good player rather than a player who's world-class playing for a bad team like Torino. And Torino has done you a disservice. It's not like them build around you properly. So you should have left maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, but it's Torino. What are we expecting them to build?
No, but that's the thing. They were building around him very well for a long time. Remember, they were playing in the Europa League at least for maybe like 3-4 seasons. And I think that's what he wanted to do. Win a trophy with them, maybe the Coppa Italia, maybe a Europa League win. Just win a trophy with them and then leave. But again, I think he waited too long. And that's my only critique. Step up in the big moments for Italy. Like, your playing career, I think it's going to end at Torino. Torino don't even use you anymore, which is surprising because they're moving on from him now. So, like I said, maybe it's a lost cause thing, but he's one of those number 9s that I still look at every transfer window in case you need a number 9. Now, the next person, Immobile.
The biggest culprit.
Yeah.
And you know what, for Immobile, I won't even blame him. I'm blaming Mancini.
Why?
Immobile flopped for you in the Euros. He was ineffective for you in the Euros. Why are you trusting him now? He should have been dropped after the Euros because he was ineffective in the Euros.
Because he didn't have any other choices.
Barelli, Locatelli, these are the persons that showed up for you in the Euros.
Because he didn't have any other choices. Remember, the only other choices he has to play up front. One of them have an ankle injury. We're going to keep him out till at least December. So he would have probably still only make it to the World Cup if he's fit in Kisea. And Kisea is not an out-and-out forward. He's an inside forward who can play a lot deeper positions.
But he was the only one that did anything attacking wise for
True,
Italy.
true. And if you look at Moses Keane as well, he's another one that is still developing. The problem with Moses Keane is his inconsistency. He will have a run of games where, yeah, he look like the man. Then he will have a bunch of games where he disappear.
I would
And
have also trusted Raspadori.
no, you see, Raspadori and Gianluca Scamacca, they have to
Mhm.
prove it a bit more in the league first. This is the first year that
No,
Raspadori.
but that's the problem, you know, sir. As I'm saying, Raspadori has 9 goals for Sassuolo,
Yeah.
right? Gianluca has 13 goals for Sassuolo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's the first season that they're doing it.
Yeah,
That's
but you want to
why
know what? I would have,
yeah.
because again, Immobile flopped for you in the Euros.
Yeah, but Immobile is what I like to call the Higuain, where because of his how he plays for his club, being that this is the first the Euros was the first international tournament where you saw Immobile play for Italy. I don't think Mancini like punished him too much for it because this was your first tournament, despite your age and everything. This is the first tournament where you actually got to play at a Euros. So I can get that the moment was too big for your first tournament. But after your first tournament is when you're supposed to really kick on. Messi play like shit in first tournament part. Higuain outshined Messi in 2010. Remember Germany beating us 4-0 in the quarterfinals? Higuain was the only person. Higuain brought us to the quarterfinals. Higuain and Tevez. So, like, that's why I never like killed Immobile for that, because he still was playing well in the tournament. He just wasn't finished. But that's your fault. That's what we brought you on the field to do. And he's one of those players to me that has become like Higuain, where sure, you're a volume goal scorer in any league that you're going and in most teams that you're going. But for your national team, when the moment counts most, you're not really sure. Insigne, like, I don't know what is happening with Insigne, but
End up on the beach.
I don't think his mind for football in terms of trophies.
His
I
head
don't
is
know
on the beach.
Which beach?
That's the thing, the proverbial beach. You know, in the Premier League used to say that, oh, these clubs have nothing playing for.
Mm-hmm.
His head is on his head is in the cloud. He's on the beach.
Well, the beach are there in Toronto, so. But I get what you say. With Immobile,
Okay,
it's
then
that
his head is in the snow.
yeah. So you're moving. You made a move to the MLS at age 30, which I can't. True.
Waste of, I don't even know if to call that.
Granted,
they can go any club in Europe, but they choose to go to MLS.
Yeah, because I think again it goes back to what Belotti was doing, the whole staying loyal to Napoli, and the problem is
left Italy.
No. That's why I said, like, I didn't see Immobile leaving Napoli whatsoever. But if you're going to leave Napoli, I think this was the move that I should have expected. I never saw him leaving Napoli to play for another European team. I just thought that Napoli would have built around him for another year. And there's another player that I'm going to bring up in a moment who is in the similar situation to Insigne. And I feel like Belotti is going to have to end up going to a team like the MLS or going to Qatar to just play for money now, because they've spent too much time at the club that they started out at. Now, Insigne, again, in the biggest moments for Italy, I think he has still stepped up, but him and Kisea aren't out and out strikers. So I don't want to put too much onus on them, but people are questioning their football character after that Euros win. And that Euros win is starting to look more like, God help it if I never England again for play against. Rather than, okay, Italy was a dominant team.
To be fair, that Euros win was mostly because, like I said, like, both Italy and England, but England more so, but they both benefited from a lack of, from other teams transitioning.
So
like
Germany, Spain, France.
Chiesa was the biggest factor in why they got what they got in the latter rounds of the European competitions, of the Euros, I should say, because their attacking output in the Euros went down. What they had was a mean defense, and everybody chipped in here and there with goals.
And the midfield was able to control the pace.
Exactly. Now, against England, right? Gareth Southgate is no tactical genius, so everybody saw that what was going to happen, you know. If Southgate had a little bit of more tactical knowledge to him, he could have steamrolled Italy because they had the players to steamroll Italy. But again, Southgates have the handbrakes on, the handbrakes plus the safety brakes plus whatever you want to call it on this England team, which is why this England team is going to be shown up in the World Cup, because now the traditional powerhouses are no longer transitioning. You have a very confident Argentina team that just won Copa. Germany is back on track. Still transitioning, yes. Germany back on track.
They're definitely a lot more confident.
Netherlands, we don't know what's going on with Van Gaal and his medical situation, so that's up in the air. But if Van Gaal is their coach at the World Cup, then that's a Netherlands team to fear.
Only lost to Argentina team that had to face Germany. France is France. Brazil is Brazil. Brazil
is Brazil.
If Brazil
Spain
literally
is back on track.
Well, I won't be 100% say I'm still in a finish. But they, as you said, they're in that form where all they need is a finish.
They're back on track. They are.
And if there's a team that can survive without
is a David Villa.
Yeah, clinical strike.
Who they can count on to finish the goals.
Yeah, but that's what. But also you have to remember, if there's any team that can do without an out-and-out striker,
it is Spain. Belgium is Belgium. Belgium has just been unlucky.
That them get the hardest.
With the type of, they've always got to the hardest route to any finals. But if a little bit of magic does sprinkle them way, then Belgium is Belgium. So Italy, to me, is a disappointment.
I believe that was being the fault.
High hopes for this Italy team.
Berardi disappointed me because, again,
Berardi is another player that has not, when push comes to shove and you need to step up on the big occasions, you battle it.
And then, of course, Giovinco. Giovinco's career choice is much like Insigne is about to do. Granted, Giovinco did it at an earlier age, which turned people against him after winning the Serie A with Juventus. Granted, you were pushed out of Juventus. Conte never wanted there anymore for some God almighty reason. After you winning the league last year. And he replaced it with Carlos.
You know what I don't understand though, Mario? I'm not cutting you, but I want to know like what's going on in these Italians' head. Like what's really going on, you know? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing that pride, that passion to say, here we are. We want to get back to that level. Like Syria is not Syria of old. Syria is the only top 5 league that actually has a title race. The Premier League is trying to get a title race, but if I'm supposed to talk about the reasons why Liverpool is so close to City, listen to me. We're not going to finish this podcast. But Syria has a proper title race going on. And Italy not being in the World Cup is literally going to affect the league at its highest level.
Huge loss, because here's the thing. All of those, it goes back to what I said earlier. All of the Italian players who were there in 2016, 2018, To me, they're all late bloomers. Verratti is the only one who was just world class throughout the entire career. You have to remember, Jorginho never pop up till late at Napoli. Because again, nobody saw this Jorginho at Hillsborough. Maybe, and again, did you even know that he was going to play for Italy at that time? Because again, at the time he was a Brazilian. When they said that he was playing for Italy, it shocked me. Because I know him as this Brazilian midfielder who played for a shitty team. So even guys like Locatelli, people who call Locatelli like he's this youngster that just coming up and no, Locatelli there AC Milan for years and then went to Sassuolo after AC Milan gave up on him. And then built back his career and now he's at Juventus. So like I said, this would have been the perfect time for them to play at the World Cup because your league is back to being one of the most competitive leagues, if not the most competitive league in the world. And the football in your league is no longer boring to watch, meaning that damn near every team, even if they might use a 3-5-2 Catenaccio style, every team plays some level of attractive football in your league. There's still some that play boring.
Arias came in and Sarri, Inzaghi, they've came in and they've introduced flair style into the Italian football, attacking football for the Italians. It's no longer, they've gone back to Arriaga Sacchi's hyper aggressive, hyper pressing, looking for goals style of football.
And that has spread across the league. There's many more managers as well who are now switching to a more attacking style, still built off of Catenaccio's football strong defense. But like I said, for Italy, I think that the forwards are the ones who disappointed. Because even the late blooming wing backs, Darmian is all of a sudden close to playing at a world class. Calabria is doing well at AC Milan. Florenzi just came back from PSG because Hakimi took his game, but he was starting for them. None of these guys, even Emerson Palmieri playing for Leon and was a backup at Chelsea last year, even he played well for Italy. So it's just the forward line that to me deserves blame in terms of both how their careers went, because none of these forwards went into the tournament in form outside of Insigne, Berardi, and Immobile. Bellotti hasn't been in form, that's why I'm never kill him over the Euros thing, because again, I think he's even been squeezed out of Torino. Balotelli hasn't been in super form, so I can't really blame him. And then El Shaarawy, like El Shaarawy to me is another disappointment because you went to China, you robbed them, you come back to the league, but you haven't been stepping up for Roma either. You play well, but I can't say you play like shit. But again, you're a forward. Even though you're an inside forward, you should still be scoring a certain amount of goals.
The minimum 10.
Yeah, like minimum, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like he's playing bad. It's not like
assists, minimum.
Yeah, but again, it's not like you're playing bad. It's not like it's like a coach that can't take it off because you're not playing, but you're just not finish. Like you dribble past people, you get assists, like you work well with the forwards, you actually work hard off the ball. Like I just finishing now. So I just think that the Italian forward line was to blame. Now to move on to some other stuff. In terms of the World Cup. Of course, we at Live Sports are going to try to be at the World Cup this year by any means necessary. So definitely drop some money in our Patreon. Might actually start like some kind of GoFundMe for that shit. Because yeah, we plan to be there, but we're not 100% sure we're gonna make it yet. But no, definitely like we're definitely gonna do the World Cup this year. I plan to be at the World Cup this year. But yeah, I actually look forward to going to Qatar. If anybody can tell us any fun things to do in Qatar other than drag racing in the desert, which I mean, how many times can you wear your bridging like racing in the desert before that get old? Yeah, like my plan for me, you and Prince like race some boom buggies in the desert or one of their own football match, or wanna interview people from the crowds. Like
yeah, afterwards. But for how much of that can you actually do? Huh?
Them have beaches in a Qatar because we'll carry my surfboard or like rent a surfboard from there.
They should.
You can do some surfing.
Qatar
Girls are
is
good at it.
one of the best of-
Yeah, like tourism places like no, but what after this it's not like say oh, can just like watch football and then
Yeah, but
interview
you know,
people
like the
and then like
ladies,
go back
man.
home.
I'm weary of Arabic women, you know.
Why is that? Then let's just not bring that up. Me,
Yeah, let's just not bring that up.
yeah, you'll talk about that off here. But yeah, we'll plan for videos like something most fun to do in a Qatar because a lot of people always like brag about going to Dubai and Qatar and those places. I'm like, what you fucking when you did it?
They just go to
Are some of the most strict
man-made
countries in the
islands
world.
and those stuff.
Are some of the most strict countries in the world, and you know I like my substances. You know, like you know I like my like psychedelics, marijuana, but like some of the most strict countries in the world where I go to with strict beliefs. And again, unless I carry a surfboard, well, there will be surfboards here. I'm sure I can find somewhere to rent some surfboards. I'm gonna know what kind of drag racing on the desert and shit. But after that, what else to do?
Oh, good question.
So them have gun ranges in Dubai?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. But again, that's tourism research is for another day.
Yeah, but like overall for the World Cup, please somebody tell us what the hell we can do in Qatar when I watch football. But that's my main concern. Like the Qatar World Cup to me, it will just be another World Cup. Much like the Russia one just kind of just went over my head. Because I wasn't paying much attention to it. I wasn't paying much attention to football. But the next thing I wanted to get into past the World Cup was just we're coming to the end of the season. And what do you see for the rest of the leagues throughout the year?
I think Inter will retain their title.
All right, yeah, Modesta. I agree with that. Next, anything else?
Right. PSG's a mess. PSG's an absolute mess.
Yeah, but it's a solvable mess. Like, them have way over players against.
Like I think Marseille will finish comfortably second for that automatic qualification spot for the Champions League. And I do believe that.
Who won a derby today?
Yes, I saw. I was about to say that all your teams have won today. That's actually surprising.
Yeah, it's been a good weekend. Me just have. I don't know if it's a flu or what. I know it's not COVID. I don't know if it's a flu or what, but I've been having that shit Sunday with like my nose or my sinuses. So
yeah, but footballing wise, Chelsea won 6-0 domination yesterday of Southampton.
I think Besiktas won as well.
Roma won 2-1.
Anderlecht had a great match this morning. Shout out to Vincent
and Marseille. And Marseille won today. I think Rennes will hold off Strasbourg. I think Rennes has enough to hold off Strasbourg. But I do feel for that, like the guaranteed Europa League spot that Strasbourg has, it's really between Nice, Monaco, and them. Because I feel like Rennes has enough to hold on to that playoff spot. But I don't see Marseille dropping out of automatic qualification and PSG win the league. So
all right, so wait. Nice they're not third. Third is what?
Third is 50 points.
No. Not talk qualification.
Oh, qualification. Third is playoff. Third is Champions League playoff.
All right, wait. So that means the fourth is automatic Europa
Fourth
League,
is automatic Europa League, yes. Fifth is Europa League playoffs. Right now, Nice occupies fifth with 51 points. Strasbourg is in fourth with 52 points. That's what I say. I think for that automatic Europa League spot is between Strasbourg, Nice, and Monaco.
All right, so you don't see Leon climbing the table.
No, Leon not climbing nothing. Leon ain't climbing to go nowhere.
I'm just sneeze and pop up blood vessel.
So Bundesliga, now, to be honest with you, the only reason why this title race is still a title race is because of Nagelsmann acting a fool and Bayern acting a fool. But Nagelsmann will get his first trophy if he parade clap our hands. But you're not, as Bayern, you're not judged on what you do. Winning the league is supposed to be your bread and butter. It's the bare minimum to not avoid being fired immediately. So no surprises there. Dortmund has enough to not drop out of top 4. Leverkusen and Leipzig. Leipzig played a very good match today. And Kuno again on brilliant form, hot form. They will I think the top 4 for Germany is secured. Bayern, Dortmund, Leverkusen, and Leipzig. I think those are the best 4 teams in Germany. And I think the league table represents that. And I think overall, these are the teams that you want to represent Germany in the Champions League. Hoffenheim was a disappointment. Like I watched the match today between Hoffenheim and Leipzig, and Hoffenheim was a disappointment. So Union Berlin has a chance. Cologne has a chance. They can, if they shape up, they could probably get in and take that 6 away from Hoffenheim. I don't think Hoffenheim has that secured.
Gladbach, fire the fucking coach and stop the fucking man. Yo, Channel Star, like, I do worse for like how finishing at the Europa League last year. I mean, like with the same exact squad, where they're like 13, 14. Fire the fucking coach. Go back for Lucien Favre. Shit, Mark Rosa might lose his job at the end of the season. Like, go back for him.
It is what it is. Gladbach is Gladbach. It is what it is.
No. Fuck that. This is not Gladbach. Gladbach is bare minimum a Europa League team, sir. For the past 10 years, we've been at bare minimum a Europa League.
Well, on to the Premier League. Now, this title race is artificially induced.
Oh no, like I like the conspiracy theory. Like, we need to use that. We need to use that in some other conversation. Like artificially induced title race. I like that.
Liverpool has gotten the benefit of decisions. I don't care what no Liverpool fan want to say. They've benefited massively from a lot of decisions.
Like everybody this year is trying to give Liverpool trophies, right?
Repeat that.
Everybody this year is trying to give Liverpool trophies. Chelsea could have seen Liverpool. Chelsea could have seen Liverpool like 4-1 in the League Cup.
Like
give them it for penalties.
Chelsea's title challenge got derailed to injuries and COVID, right? That's not an excuse. That's just a fact.
Fact. That's true.
They played the most matches out of any team in Europe. Not an opinion, not something we're putting out of our ass. It's a fact.
Not conjecture, fact.
Pure fact. They've played the most matches. Even when you exclude the Club World Cup matches, they've still played the most matches. Because we've had no games postponed through injuries or COVID. We've played all of our fixtures, every single one of them, through injuries, COVID, sanctions. Now we're getting a new owner. Chaos. Now, Tuchel has not been able to incorporate Lukaku in the side, and the side has not been able to work with Lukaku. Questions must be asked of Tuchel. You know, you approved the deal. Why have you not been able to get your star striker to work?
I blame Lukaku.
I put 50% of the blame, but this is how I distribute my blame, right? 40% on Lukaku, 40% on Tuchel, and 20% on Lukaku's teammates who seems to be incapable of passing the ball forward. I blame Lukaku because you don't seem fit. You don't look like Lukaku that I saw at Inter Milan last season. You look physically unfit. Your movement has been poor, and you're just standing in between the center backs, not doing anything. I blame Tuchel because you have Kai, you have Werner. You can change the shape of the team. I understand. This shape worked. It got us a Champions League title. Why should you change to accommodate someone? when you spend 100 million on a goal scorer, because Lukaku is Chelsea's highest goal scorer, despite him being on the bench, despite the bad form and him not adapting, he's still our highest goal scorer. That speaks volume. You need to adapt, but Lukaku himself also needs to adapt to the team, because when Kai plays as a fast line, I'm not asking Lukaku to play as a fast line. I'm not asking Lukaku to dribble and to do spray passes all over the field. But if you are not getting involved in the game, try to get yourself involved. If you realize that, A, you're not getting the ball, drop in, try to demand the ball, drop into midfield. At least try to be a part of the play. Criticize Werner's technique, criticize Werner's finishing, but what you cannot say, Werner does not hide from the play. And in all means, he should not be involved in the play, because he sucks at everything bar making great runs, exploiting space, and as yesterday showed, he had 8 shots, he only scored 2 goals. That's the Werner I know from Leipzig. He was never a one-in-one guy. He was never the striker that to get one chance, he buries it. No, that was Lukaku. Werner always needed 3-4 chances to score. It's always been that way. But
all right.
All that aside, right?
Let me push back on that for a second. All right, here's how I'm going to blame Tuchel. I don't put any blame on Tuchel's plate because your playing style actually suits Lukaku. This is why I give Lukaku so much. And I have some for his teammates. That's like 10%. With how our team is set up, I understand why Chelsea doesn't take riskier passes in the final third. But also, your teammates need to learn how to adapt to you. And you, your teammates.
Yeah, but that's why.
Hold on. Let me just. No, hold on. Let me just get rid of that. Lukaku is coming from Inter, where they play a counter-attacking style under Conte, because he's not there under Simeone. I don't think he would survive now under Simeone. I think there would be too much asked of him in the build-up, and it might expose him as well. Werner is good at link-up play, which is why he has a good football career. He's good at linking up with his teammates and then making that final. And putting Werner and Lukaku up front together is a good idea, but we've seen that we'll get more production in a 3-4. But the 3-4-3 should be perfect for Lukaku because it takes a lot more off of your plate.
The reason you want to know, this is why I blame Tuchel, right?
Yeah.
The moment we lost our fullbacks, he should have changed. Our wingbacks. The moment we lost our wingbacks, he should have changed. Why he should have changed the moment we lost our wingbacks? Our 3-4-3 is very dependent on our wingbacks. Lukaku was very dependent on our wingbacks. And this is why I blame his teammates, right? Now, Werner and Lukaku suffer from one thing at Chelsea: the inability of their teammates to find their runs. There are many times when both forwards make runs and they are completely ignored.
That's why I said I don't blame. But that's why I said I don't blame Tuchel, because even when we lost our fullbacks.
Yes, I know. Tuchel can't go up on the field and beat them to pass the ball forward.
Not only that, like Tuchel can't force you to embrace playing at Chelsea. Like Tuchel
That's
cannot
as well.
force it for that. Like Lukaku and his teammates needed to come together and like learn how to play with each other. You
And
have to
you
remember.
see that. You see that the team isn't comfortable with Lukaku starting. And I think that interview maybe robbed him and the team. Like I think that maybe a couple players have a little thing against him because of that interview. But I don't feel like his players, his teammates trust him or feel that he's 110% committed to the cause. Which is why he's
I wouldn't say
behind
commit. I
Harvard.
wouldn't even say that. I would have said the just to bomber class high. Like, bro, you come back to a team that won the Champions League, and it seemed like, no, I wouldn't say like, as I said, I don't think he's a lack of commitment in terms of the teammates. I just think he came in with his chest too high. I think he came in thinking that, all right, based on the squad, based on the season that I had in the Syria, people look at me the way that they look at like a Samuel Eto'o. Like they look like a Lewandowski, where you have to adjust to me. No,
But that was never going to happen at Chelsea.
You were
To be
coming
honest with
into
you,
a team.
Chelsea has never adapted to suit nobody.
Like
well, bar one person.
Still,
and
but
that,
like,
and that wasn't really, oh, the manager is just going to change up things to adapt to Hazard. It was more of a case of, oh, we have no other option but to. Sorry, we had no other option but to rely on Hazard. Conte put Hazard in a system where he was freed of defensive responsibilities because he wanted him to be more, he wanted more of his energy forward. Jose did the same thing. He was freed of his defensive responsibilities because he was that good going forward that they wanted him to conserve his energy to do that, which is why Willian suffered a lot playing with being on the opposite side of Hazard. He suffered a lot because he had to do the dirty work.
Yeah, so in terms of Lukaku, I think it has more to do with him just needing to embrace where he is, and his teammates to actually find those like passes. And like I said, I think a lot of his teammates are afraid to make those final passes because Chelsea is a team that is.
Is it because we don't have a DM in? Is it because they know that Jorginho's liabilities and we don't have a Declan Rice or a Tchouaméni or
no? I think it's
no.
I think
anchoring that defense.
No, because it's the amount of midfielders. It's not the midfielders that we have. If Chelsea played with 3 midfielders, like we did against Madrid, right?
Well, all right. We played a 4-3 the other day, right? Mount, Jorginho, and Kante.
Yeah, go on.
But the team still, granted, Mount progresses the ball forward a lot because he's a natural midfielder. That's what he's supposed to do. But are we too conservative because we're afraid of turnovers? We're afraid of losing the ball.
Yes, but that's what I said. But like that's what I said. That's more of a 3-4-3 problem. When you're playing in that formation, you're a lot more afraid to lose the ball because once you're hit on the counter, it's very actually hard to recover. And that's why I don't think they make the passes that, because for example, Jorginho is an excellent passer. He gets conservative in that part. When Kante was at Leicester City, he wasn't afraid to launch the ball over to Vardy or to spread the ball to Mahrez in certain areas because him and Drinkwater play very deep. So there's not much to worry about. In a formation like the 3-4-3, once you lose the ball in that midfield area, only one person there to cover you. And if that person get beat, your defense exposed unless the fullback then can go back in time to kill. And I just think that played a huge role in them thing. Because even if you look, which is why Timo Werner works better. You want me to tell you why Timo Werner works better? Mm-hmm. He pulls players out of place. If you get what I'm saying. Yeah. So passing the ball to Timo Werner, I would take the risk passing the ball to Werner and a risky pass to Lukaku. Because Werner opens up space. the good thing about Lukaku, if we can use it more, is that even though it doesn't, even though he doesn't tear defenses apart in terms of like opening up space, you have to pass the ball to him in a congested area. So the pass either have to be perfect, or you cross the ball into him head and make him fight. The reason why that worked at Inter is because Inter has 3 midfielders. And him have a second striker with him. So I thought he should have actually started the game against Madrid. I think we should have played that 3-5-2, but with instead of Kai Havertz and Werner, it should have been Werner and Lukaku.
It was Werner Mount. It was Havertz Mount Pulisic.
Yeah, sorry. I just know that we never start with a number.
No, we didn't. But even then, that match was mostly on, like, Tuchel allowed Vinicius to operate in that half space between Reece James and Christensen. And Christensen was being cooked because you're asking too much of a centre back. Centre backs are afraid of pace. They will run to the hills from pace and trickery. I would literally told Christensen, yo, you're up on your own. Madrid prepared for our 3-4-3. They exploited the half spaces in our 3-4-3. But the players themselves didn't execute properly. So we can't.
Yes. Here's the thing. I disagree with the whole idea of like Real Madrid pulling us apart. I think they just performed individually better. I don't think it was a case of bad tactics, but because I think
Tuchel said it best. They made us uncomfortable and they made us do things that we don't normally do.
That's the thing why I said it's more individual. As I said, I don't think it was tactical.
Well, yeah, which is why I think why Tuchel was very upset, because I think he said that we were lacking belief, intensity. Basically what he's saying is that the tactics aside, because he accepts blame for the tactical side of it in the first half, but the lack of application, the lack of desire, and the mistakes.
That's all Madrid. That's all Madrid. Madrid didn't win because they outplayed Chelsea.
No, they won because we gave them the game.
Yeah. So I don't want to say like, all right, Vinicius.
We had the Benzema 3 chances on a plate.
Exactly. I don't want to say like,
we think a striker of his caliber is not going to take those three chances.
No, of course, Benzema is Benzema, but in terms of exploiting us, I don't think Madrid did anything to exploit us. I just think,
like I said, the only exploited that they exploited was on that side with Vinicius and Christensen. And in the second half, Tuchel remedied that. He fixed that.
Yeah, but again, that was
you can't account for your goalkeeper losing his head. And Mendy will be excused of this because he has pulled off multiple brilliant saves. So you are allowed a brain fart moment every once in a while. It's just that this one came in a big match.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think Madrid played better. I just think that Chelsea never came.
So, or the Champions League is Tuesday, or a match is Tuesday. What are your predictions?
I see a 4-1 win.
Ooh, 4-1.
Yeah, like I said, this Madrid team is the same Madrid team we beat us. There's literally nothing different.
Okay, give me your starting 11.
For
both teams.
Both teams? Madrid never have a choice.
Militao is out, so Nacho automatically comes in.
Yeah, so Demaga of Carvajal.
Madrid will use the same lineup then, I believe. The same lineup.
Exactly.
With Militao in place, Nacho in place of Militao.
I would go Kai, Jorginho, Kante, midfield, 3. I would go Lukaku and Werner up front.
Lukaku is out.
Oh, I'm out? All right, bet. Werner, Kai, and you say Lukaku is out. So I would have to go in Mount. But we need a foul. We need somebody to pull them defense apart. I don't care if Werner doesn't start.
So that's the Champions League winning forward line.
Yeah. Give me a second. Yeah, so I would use that forward line because again, I just think we didn't give Madrid any problems.
Yeah, because we had no one to pull them.
Yeah. So I think Werner will do that. I think Pulisic is somebody that's good to bring on in this match because again,
Like
Mount
what we did
can
last
drop
year.
into yeah, like Mount can drop into midfield
Okay.
and create that extra midfielder. Also, like I said, it was just a matter of intensity. I actually don't mind, and again, I want to dispose this crap about centre backs fearing pace. That's bullshit. Centre backs who don't have pace fear pace. Maldini never fear nobody pace because him just as fast as him. Neither did Nesta, neither did Rio Ferdinand, neither did Nemanja Vidic. Trickery, yeah, but that's all defenders. But in terms of also, I think we're overplaying Thiago Silva. I think there's moments where we should have rested him in the league.
We have no choice. That's why. We have no choice. That's why.
In terms of
we're playing because we have no choice. I think Chalobah is just coming back.
yeah.
He's not fully fit. Aspilicueta has COVID, so he couldn't have been. So we're playing Thiago more out of necessity than anything else.
All right, who fit
Like
for the
Thiago's
back
been our only.
Who's fit
no,
for the back four?
Just Aspi out. Aspi out.
Just him alone?
Yeah, just him alone.
Like I said, I don't mind Christiansen playing against Vinicius because, again, if you push back at me, and this is what something a lot of centre backs should do.
I think he just needed help that match. I think, like in that match, Reece James was pushing way forward
And not helping him back.
Aspi was staying back, right? But because Reece James was pushing forward, he left Christensen covering a huge amount of space. Like physically, he can't keep up with Vinicius.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
He can't cover that much space.
No, but that's what I'm saying. In that case, you see, this is what a lot of players need to learn about. Like, and I was never
a learning experience.
No. I've never been the greatest. I don't want to act like I'm some great footballer who retired. But I've played defense before. I grew up playing defense, and there's one thing that I learned about playing against guys who are fast. Just be there when them get the ball. Just be there when them get the ball.
Yeah, which Christensen was. He was always in that half space. I think he was caught in two minds in whether he should stay
or to go.
Because
when it come out to fast players,
was that they were doubling him up.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like against fast players, just be there when them get. Just be there when them get. But like centre back should not fear that.
Thiago Silva and Aspi defend against faster players. Because when we swapped to a back four, Reece James had Vinicius under lock. He never get the ball in the second half, maybe one or two touches.
Yeah, because
every
again,
time the ball was to get to him, he blocked the passing lane.
That's the thing. You don't stop fast players by making them turn and go. You stop them by either not letting them get the ball, or as soon as them get the ball, you did it right with them. Yeah. Like you have to accept the risk of it might kick this round. Because here's the problem. And this is where I said our defense needs to trust each other. If him kick the ball around me, right? Somebody's supposed to cover me.
Yeah, which is what happened against when we played City in the final. If Sterling got past Aspi, he had to go up against Reece James. Aspi was never left by himself.
Exactly.
Chilwell, Rudiger and Chilwell was always there to cover Mahrez.
Exactly. So, and even Thiago, that's Thiago's biggest problem. If them beat one of my centre backs, we clear the lines. Yes. So again, that was more of players needing to communicate. That's how I'm gonna say. Like, I don't think Madrid outplayed us or exploited us.
No, they didn't outplay us because even we made mistakes and they scored, but we still had very good chances to make that match 3-3 on the night.
Exactly. So, like I said, I think we should have Werner there because Werner provides exactly what Vinicius provides in terms of stretching their defense. Nacho is a good leader at the back and he's comfortable on the ball, but just like Ramos in his later years, he lacks the pace that he had when he was younger. Remember, Nacho could play as a fullback when he was younger.
Runs did to City and
it pulled them apart.
Brentford.
Yeah, it pulled them apart. Sorry. So again,
and he did the same thing to them last season.
Exactly. I will beat them 2-0. Second leg last season.
Yeah.
That's why I said I just think that Chelsea went into the match with a lot of intensity and concentration rather than anything else.
So who starts in the midfield? I think that's a big one.
Who do we have?
All our midfielders are available.
Oh, hello, midfielders. All right. I would start. Who play this weekend?
This weekend was Kante and Kovacic.
All right. So that means all right, they might have to start Jorginho.
Jorginho over who? Because
Over
to me,
Kovacic.
Kovacic is a nailed-on starter.
No. Here's the reason why I didn't want to start.
Right now, Kovacic is our best player on form, other than Havertz.
No, I get that, but that's why I'm going to ask you who played this weekend. The reason why I wouldn't start Kovacic is because I want him there in the second half.
But are you willing to because Kante and Jorginho has been in very bad form. They played in the match again and they were poor.
No. I get that, but that's why I didn't want to start.
I think Kovacic starts. I think my personal feeling is that Tuchel is going to go with the exact same lineup we went with yesterday. But Reece James plays at right back other than Loftus-Cheek.
All right, put it this way. But that's why I didn't tell you that I didn't want to start on midfield. Because against Kroos and Modric and those guys, you need Jorginho, Kante, and Kovacic to start. Against Madrid. Now, that's why I said that Werner has to start. That's why I did bring in Mount. There's a reason why I brought in Mount. I wanted Mount to come in to act as an extra midfielder rather than a forward.
Yeah, so you want Mount to be dropping into the
as a midfield tree,
the ball forward. Yeah.
As a number 10, play as a number 10.
Yes, funny because we didn't play 3-4-3 against Southampton. We played 3-4-1-2.
That's what I want.
Operated centrally as a 10.
That's what I want for the weekend. That's why I said the reason why I never want to start Kovacic is so that I could use Jorginho and Kante to play a bit more defensive, while Mo leaves that number 10 that gives Casemiro.
But would you not want to have Kovacic to carry the ball forward too? Because when Kovacic came on, his dribbling ability turned that Madrid midfield.
No, but that's why I said that, like, whoever it was, that's why I said that's the silly thing, I think about it from a starting 11 perspective of putting out the best starters. That's not how I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it as a match. The reason why I wanted Mount to start as a number 10 is so that this Madrid team is a Madrid team, and this is one of the things I learned about them from the Barca match.
Yeah. If you can intensity in the midfield, and they will collapse.
And then collapse instantly.
Yeah, that's why they couldn't lay a glove on Barca.
Instantly. But you have to start the match that way. Once you make Madrid get in the groove of what they're doing, that's when they become threatening. If you don't allow them to start their game, which is why I said Kovacic and Jorginho would have given me that defensive confidence, and then I would play maybe Kovacic as a number 10. But the reason why I wanted to start Mount at the number 10 rather than Kovacic is so that in the second half, which is when Madrid's midfield is most vulnerable. Here's why. Madrid can only bring on energy in the second half. They can't bring on quality in their midfield.
We know that. We know.
Camavinga, box-to-box midfielder. Fede Valverde, box-to-box midfielder. Yeah, they have like a creativity about them, but if you have actual creators like a Kovacic, he can outplay those young guys in terms of creativity, technical ability. Now, if you were to start the game with Jorginho, Kovacic, and Mount, you can out-energy Toni Kroos, Casemiro, and Kroos. In the second half, you can out-quality Madrid's midfield. I wanted us to out-press Madrid midfield. That's what I said. If I had Kante pressing Madrid, Jorginho pressing Kroos, and Mount pressing Casemiro, as if Madrid ever think about playing the ball out from the back, Mount's supposed to be right beside Casemiro every time.
And then Werner's intensity in the press will also help.
That's why I'm gonna say I didn't want Werner and Lukaku, because we did not put Madrid centre back under any pressure, and that's why I never want to use a false nine. That's why I didn't want to use a false nine. You know why? You know why Barca was able, or you know why Barca is winning matches right now?
Because you have Aubameyang to thread the center back.
Exactly. And as you can see from Luke de Jong's goal, Barca has always needed a number 9 who can score. And there's one thing that a lot of people underestimate about Barca. Our best years, despite what Lionel Messi has done, we've had a number 9 in our squad. Now, we might have played them out of position, but they were number 9s.
Yes.
Eto'o was not a natural right winger, despite winning the finals as a right winger. And Messi playing at the false 9. Messi is naturally a number 9. Henry is naturally a plays through the middle as a number 9. Granted, he has a skill set of an inside or a complete forward, but he's a number 9 by trade in terms of what he was.
He played on the left wing in his younger days, so but he's
I'm talking by the time he got to Barca, because remember in that
he's an also 9.
Yeah, Barca turned him back into a winger. But he was a natural number 9. You could cross the ball to him and get a header. You could play the ball with him on the ground. And again, David Villa never started playing upon the wing until he reached Barca. At Real Zaragoza, number 9. At Valencia, number 9. So yes, Barca play them out of position because they can. Because, okay, they're such complete forwards that they can play out wide. But, and that's why Zlatan never worked with Messi, because, I want to play through the middle.
Yeah.
And even when Guardiola did push Zlatan out on the wing for Messi, him still score like, 17 goals in La Liga?
Yes.
So again, Barca has pushed number 9s out on the wing, but there were still players who could just
score. It was under Enrique that Enrique played his 9s through the middle.
Exactly, because Suarez was being forced out on the right. And still did not score a little bit of goals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, MSN never find them form until Suarez played through the middle.
Exactly, because it was the balance that was needed.
Exactly, but at the same time, it's not like they didn't play like shit.
No, they just went up a level when everybody was playing in their rightful positions.
Exactly. So, against this Madrid team, like I said. So,
how do you see, let's players aside, tactics aside, for Chelsea to overturn this result in the Bernabeu, a tall order, but a possible order? What are Chelsea's key to victory? And what are Madrid's key to victory?
Madrid's key to victory is hoping that Chelsea comes out and win. Just like last time. I keep telling people, if you come and play this Madrid team, and I think Madrid is living off of their need. If you come out and play against this Madrid team, you beat them.
So you're saying Chelsea's key to victory is intensity?
Yeah, that's it.
The relentless pressing that to play this game at a Premier League intensity level.
Yeah, play it at a Premier League pace. All right, so the pace that we played at against Liverpool in the
League Cup final.
That's yes. But I do want us to play a 3-4-1-2. I don't care if
the same formation that we played against Southampton.
Yeah.
The same, so we should do it again. Werner and Kai up front.
The reason why Madrid was able to get the ball to finish us and players like that is because they had an extra midfield.
Yes, I remember last season what we did was that we cut off the midfield from the attack and the defense.
Yeah,
and Jorginho was able to, and Mount was able to suffocate Madrid's midfield, that they were not able to progress the ball at all.
Because again, if you give Kroos time, if you give Toni Kroos and Madrid time to turn, lift up them head and look for passes, they're not gonna beat you.
So intensity is what is needed.
Yes.
So when Barca came to Anfield and Liverpool up the intensity,
basically them just outpress Barca midfield and cut it off from the front.
So
if your front
basically,
three,
what
if your front
Tuchel
three can't get the ball in, if your front three can't get the ball in, then can't
they
score.
can't do anything. So basically,
Yeah.
Tuchel's favorite word is what they need to come, and so they need to start that match with the intensity to overturn this result.
Yeah, that's it.
Two
I
early
just
quick goals and
I
then
just
the
like
tight
no
ending.
because again, what Xavi did against him was not special. Like all Xavi did that, and just to show you, Ancelotti changed to a 4-4-2 diamond. Why? Because him know say yo, if Barca midfield beat Barca had less midfielders on the field and still okay Madrid's midfield that day. Why? They were playing at a higher intensity. They didn't allow if
Because
Casemiro
physically,
touched the
the
ball.
Madrid players can't keep up. Cruz,
If
that legendary midfield is old. The legs are old.
yeah, and again, if you allow Casemiro to turn, and that's the biggest problem. Nobody presses Casemiro. And I realize that's a huge mistake that a lot of people make. And that was one of the things I have to comment Aubameyang for. It wasn't just that Aubameyang was giving problems to the Barca back four. No, because him drop off so deep and he's still good enough to drop off deep and link up play, he gave Casemiro problems pressing wise. When Casemiro picks up the ball, right? There's some if somebody is there to press him and put him under pressure, he can't get the ball to Kroos or Modric. You have to cut off. You have to cut off Madrid's ability to get the ball to Kroos and Modric. Once you do that, Madrid are no longer going to get a team.
All right. So Atletico versus City.
City needs to be careful.
Why City needs to be careful?
Yo, any team willing to sit down in a 10-man blocking, like they just need one goal for scoring.
The 5-5-0,
Yeah, like here's the thing, people don't understand this. You have some people out there who don't give a fuck how they make them money. They just need to win. And I give Diego Simeone's team that one thing. Like I credit them that. That's why they're always dangerous. Atletico are never dangerous because they're the greatest quality of players or the greatest collection of players.
But anything that is willing to do anything to win is
it's a dangerous fucking thing. And it's not like say you score more goals for Liverpool today. Like you can't even think about to score for Atletico. But guess what? Atletico, and this is what people always underestimate. Atletico can score for you team. Sometimes them sit too deep and it make it harder for themselves to score. So because there's a lot of times in Atletico get at the ball, but there's nobody up front to pass the ball to.
Yeah, but they can't play attacking.
Yeah, and the last thing you want is Atletico Madrid to score for you first.
Oh yeah, because then it becomes
you're not get back that goal left now. You're not get back that goal left now. And whose house was it at the first?
It was at the Etihad. So now you're going to Atletico Stadium.
Yeah, you're now going to the Wanda Metropolitan and get a goal down and get back that goal so easy. And trust me, if anybody would like to bring this to extra time, it is Diego Simeone. Because you can't outwork him.
No, you can't outrun Diego Simeone.
You can't outwork him. You cannot outwork him. De Bruyne can cuss all in one. Yo, them just a defense. Shut the fuck up. The last, remember when Leon,
I remember I was telling somebody that they were criticizing Atletico style of play. It was a City fan. I'm like, they've been to more Champions League finals than City by playing this way.
And win a Europa League recently, so they have more European trophies than City have. So they win a Europa.
I forgot they did.
They won a Europa League recently. I know everybody knows they slide under the radar.
Away from winning a Champions League.
Exactly. So again, they lost 2 Champions Leagues and then win a Europa League within that space of time. So they can cuss all. Everybody can cuss all them want. Like Atletico Madrid's playing style works. I don't think they have the greatest. I don't think they built the squad properly over the past 3 years. In terms of, I just don't think certain signings did work out the way it's supposed to as a team. But Atletico are still a dangerous team anyway. So
this match can easily keep on the same. If Atletico gets the first goal, City should be very worried.
Very fucking worried. And you showed today against Liverpool that yo, if somebody in a free for attack you can concede.
All right.
And so the next match, there was 2 other matches, right?
Villarreal Bayern. Villarreal
Yeah.
is 1-0 going into second leg.
Yeah. Now, my problem with this game, as I said, Nagelsmann has been out tacticing himself, and that made the Bundesliga a little bit more exciting. But you can't enough to fuck with your Champions League trophy them. I'm understanding of the league, you can do that shit. But you gotta go on until you fuck up. You gotta go on until you fuck up your Champions League hopes. Stop out tactic yourself. You have a 4-2-3-1 with a group of players that works well. I don't care if you want to start Sane on the left and Gnabry on the right. I don't care which one you want to start them. You have a 4-2-3-1 that works. Stop out tacticing yourself. I know you want people to talk about you like they talk about the Guardiolas, the Tuchels, the Mourinhos, the Hansi Flicks, who the Gladbankers who were tactically flexible and they can do this on the fly, and the Carlo Ancelotti can switch from a Christmas tree formation to a 4-4-2 diamond and win Champions Leagues. Don't out tactic yourself.
What's the most important part about that? They won.
Here's the thing, and this is where I want people to lead you and I, Emery. You and I, if there's anybody who can get this Villarreal team to a Champions League final, and I do believe that if they beat Bayern, they beat people.
They pushed us to a penalty shootout.
No. I see a repeat of that final this year. I think it's Chelsea versus Villarreal because again, Nagelsmann will out tactic himself, and that's my only problem with Bayern. Bayern can flip a switch.
Why I believe Villarreal might lose the match on Wednesday?
Because Bayern is Bayern.
Not because of that.
Why?
Because Lewandowski and Muller is Muller. And it's
but that's what I mean. Like it's not that I think that Villarreal are better than you guys. That's not what I don't want you to think that's what I'm saying. I am saying the coach that you have will find a way to fuck this up because he want to use a special formation. Or I want to use Musiala in a midfield pivot with Kimmich. I want some bullshit like that. Start the fucking 4-2-3-1 and call it a fucking game, man. And just win the match and run. Your coach will fuck this for you. And that's my problem. Like, your coach will put you behind the problem.
Nagelsmann ties one hand behind him back every time.
And that's the problem. Bayern can flip the switch, but the problem is, like, against certain teams, you're not gonna get the chance to flip that switch. For example, this is what I mean by Atletico, like City should be worried.
Villarreal was only able to score 1, right? Yeah. You try that shit against a City or a Liverpool, you might find yourself 3-0 down.
That's the problem.
And no matter how great you might be, if you can score back 3, they're also capable of scoring back 3 more on top of the 3 that they already scored.
And that's why I said that, how this game starts is to me the most telling factor. Because in terms of it goes back to what I was saying about Atletico and Liverpool. And Man City. The Villarreal and Atletico don't play the exact same way because I think that Villarreal are a very attack-minded team. They just know when to defend. They pick their spots to defend well. Mm-hmm. They know when to defend well. You actually can score against Villarreal. And that's why I said, I don't think Bayern will lose because they don't have quality or that Villarreal are a better team. I think that 1, people underestimate Unai Emery and this Villarreal team. And 2, like, you don't trust Villarreal to you underestimate them defense. I know that Villarreal are not a good attacking team, but people underestimate how good they are defensive. And
I think people underestimate Unai Emery because of his bad spell at Arsenal. But persons need to remember this is the man that has won the Europa League 3 times and 3 times in a row. He knows how to win European knockout games. It doesn't matter if it's the Europa League, doesn't matter if it's the Champions League. He knows how to win a knockout round.
remember, the last time he was at after his Sevilla spell and he went to Arsenal, he carried Arsenal to the semi-finals of the Europa League and drop out.
Final.
Him did have me when we faced him, right?
It'll be the
Yeah, so
4-1, yes.
so him carry Arsenal, and then the following year he win the final with Villarreal.
Well, 2 years, but yeah.
A year out, sorry, not the exact year after, but the year after that. Him win the final with this Villarreal team. Almost beat Chelsea in the Super Cup. And I think that's going to be the Champions League final because again, Nagelsmann got out tactic himself. And I think that if they go up against Liverpool, like you remember the League Cup match? I see the League Cup match, the way Chelsea played the League Cup final. I think Villarreal can beat Liverpool that way. Because you underestimate them defensively, but you underestimate them in attack as well. They have a lot more quality in attack than people expect. And if Villarreal get 2-0 upon you or 1-0 upon you, as you can see with the Bayern match, they can make it hard to defend against. Benfica shouldn't have reached this far in the competition. Granted, I think Ajax should have beat them. But this Benfica
Ajax
team,
was careless. Inside they lost. They thought they won before a ball was kicked.
True.
And when you have that mentality, regardless of the match, you know.
But I feel like Liverpool going to the match with that same mentality because of who Villarreal are. That's why I see that similarity with Liverpool and Man City, where them feel like them win a match already.
So
that's why I say that
they have so much quality, they don't find themselves in bad situations that aren't rescuable by going into halftime and
making some changes.
Clap our pep, clap some heads together.
Yeah, well, like I said, based on how things are going, I must say this Madrid team isn't all it's cut out to be. You just have to come at them and make them play against you rather than you play against them.
So what are your predictions all around?
Give me 4-1 for Chelsea. Give me 2-2 for Bayern match. And give me Liverpool 2-1. I'm gonna go through. Benfica gonna make it interesting for a little bit in terms of entertaining football. But I'm gonna lose 2-1. Give me for the team match. I don't know how it's going to end, but give me another one. We're going Atletico Madrid's way. I don't know if that carries penalties and whoever. I think Man City might win same way, but I can't really tell. For some reason, we didn't expect Man City to blow them out in the first leg, but once Man City never blow them out, that's when we kind of say, all right, Atletico could probably knock them out. But I do see Atletico winning 1-0 at home. I just don't know if when it goes to the later rounds, if City won't win the penalty shoot.
That's interesting. I think I have the same opinion. I think I can see. I know how resilient Simeone's teams are, and 1-0 scorelines are very, very dangerous against Atletico. They did that to Liverpool. They sucker punched Liverpool. And Liverpool found it impossible to break them down. I think the 1-0 prediction is good. I think they do go to extra time and it goes either way. Liverpool will get past Benfica for me comfortably. Bayern will beat Villarreal, but it's going to be a hard task. They're going to have to work for it, but they will beat Villarreal.
That's why I didn't predict 2-2 because I expect Bayern to play better. I am afraid of your coach of tactically himself. Yo, again, I don't think you feel the way like that. I hate Bayern or something. But we really feel like Nagelsmann.
Every Bayern fan knows, like,
really
Nagelsmann has become a mad professor.
He won't prove that he's a boy genius. That's the problem. He wants to prove that he's one of these boy genius. Therefore, remember, Jurgen Klopp come from Ralph Ragnick coaching tree. Tuchel come from Ralph Ragnick coaching tree. Two of them are champions, right?
Yeah.
Good. Pep Guardiola come from Bielsa coaching tree. Champions League. Sam Paul come from Bielsa coaching tree. Granted, not a Champions League winner, but has won what? Copa America with Chile.
Copa America, yeah.
With Chile. Played at the World Cup with Argentina, or brought his Argentina team to a World Cup. Done well with Sevilla and Marseille. As a matter of fact, was about to win some trophies with Sevilla if he never get Argentina out. Because I think that during Sevilla season that year, even getting that Argentina job at the end of the season, close to the end of the season was huge. A huge loss to Sevilla that year. But those guys have one thing in the football world. Nagelsmann needs to keep up that. I think when he went to Leipzig, that Leipzig spell and not really winning anything with Leipzig kind of broke down the whole boy genius. He's one of the boy geniuses of the world.
But he didn't win anything with Hoffenheim either. So.
No, but that Hoffenheim team was never expected to win anything.
Yeah, neither was that Leipzig team. You were you had a good tactical noise on the team.
No, but that's the thing. But here's the thing. The reason why the Hoffenheim team was so special was that he made players who look like.
Yeah, I know the players over. He did what Ferguson normally did, where players
who overachieved. Yeah,
perform. They were overachieving.
Because again, look on Sebastian Rudi went to Bayern. That was probably one of Bayern's worst seasons when you guys had Arturo Vidal already at the base.
Jesus, so don't remember.
Yeah. Yes. So again, Sebastian Rudi was just a
Wagner up front. Jesus.
No, what? Actually, I don't want you to say that about Wagner because he was scoring goals like crazy. The one like man who was scoring.
He's still not a Bayern level striker.
In terms of what? Because I see him as a German Jew, where he's not world class, but on his day he can be world class.
So the German Jew.
No, he's a German Jew. No, think about it. In playing style, a target man with damn good touch. No, he's a German Jew. Tell him the same one of the German Jew.
I think Weghorst has more claims to that.
But Weghorst choose to play for the Netherlands. That's the first thing. And he never the shit of the Euros.
Okay, I have a point. Yeah, German Jew. We can't argue that.
Because again, it's not like he never scored for.
No, he did. Yes, he did. He
scored for club and country. He's not the striker that you want to start here. Same thing with Drew. Drew had that problem at every club. He can score goals when it's important, yes, but he's not the Lewandowski, the Zlatan, the Cavani. At Arsenal, them start Alexis Sanchez as a false nine. But them would never sell him. They would never sell him because when we need a goal right now, and we just need somebody to touch the ball into the goal. Drew, right now at AC Milan, like they don't like starting Drew. They would actually start Rafael Leao or Antero, which has been injured a lot this season. Rafael Leao, and then bring on Drew the second half. Now Drew has been forced to start because Zlatan and kind of get much more injury prone. But the man are like 50 now. Like we want from him.
All right then. So let's wrap this up.
Yeah. So I do think this Champions, I'm just scared of Nagelsmann out tacticking. So that's the only thing why I would put Villarreal over. Just Nagelsmann out tacticking. One thing you and Emery not gonna do it. You and Emery is actually a pretty predictable manager, but he gets his teams to play hard for him. Simeone had the same thing. Very predictable manager. And this is why I don't like when players complain about playing against them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you see somebody tell you as a footballer, if you see somebody tell you, say, I'm going to play Athletic Madrid, what the fuck you think? What do you think that can happen from them? You really think that that's what I'm saying, like, I hate when Kevin De Bruyne and the rest of them complain about that. What the fuck were you think you were getting into? The moment you see Atletico Madrid for your schedule, you're supposed to say, all right, I'm going to be one of them games. That's not the first thing supposed to come to you. You see me? Just one of those days, like you're supposed to You're supposed to
You should
immediately
be
think that.
preparing yourself for
Yeah,
this.
like you're supposed to have mentally prepare. You don't say, oh, I don't want to go. We're going to pass around the ball for the entire year around the 18-yard box.
Yes.
As my sister we're gonna play Atletico Madrid, the first thing come to mind, I need to mentally prepare myself for a long 90 minutes. Because even though at 90 minutes, it's gonna feel like I play two football match. It's Atletico Madrid. Stop fucking complaining. Jurgen Klopp are the same thing. Every time I want to face Atletico Madrid, yo, them don't play good football. And them, what the fuck you complain about? You never played good football against Barca on the run with them and out physical way. You take the ball from an aging Rakitic. You take the ball from an aging Arturo Vidal. You took the ball from a Sergio Busquets, who even in I'm prime never fast.
The man say even in prime them never fast.
Exactly, like, yo, stop going like say, yo, Simeone are some kind of criminal act. Oh yeah, that's what I'll leave you guys today for the
The man say Simeone look like some sort of criminal.
No, they might act like say, oh, pragmatic football is like criminally, so I like it criminally. Every time pragmatic football beats pretty football, everybody acts shit to the bed like, yo, oh, yo, are the worst thing on the planet ever happened. Somebody figure out how to play football in a way that is not, it might be ugly, but it's effective. But yeah, like, that's what I'll leave it for today. Join us on the Live Sports podcast. Check us out on any of your podcast platforms. So I'll leave you guys until next time.
All right. Yo,